Hello there everybody, a very good afternoon to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex. We could probably call this the start of the year, really. I know we had a stream last week which was technically the start of the year, but really the institutional traders haven't really got back or wasn't really back at their desks until today, I would say. And this is, for a lot of people, a very depressing Monday because everyone's back to their office desks and back to work after their festive holiday New Year celebrations. So yeah, with that means that the markets are back to normal. So it's a good day for me. I'm very excited for this year and the things that we've got coming up in Taurex and all the exciting projects that we're working on. That should be that obviously you'll find more out about as and when we release those. Some really exciting things going on in the background, and one of them is obviously the evolution of our live trading sessions. We've pretty much now got the Discord channel all set up and ready to go. So we will be, pushing that and getting people who are keen traders or aspiring traders, experienced traders, newbie traders, to come and join our free Discord channel. And there'll be some really nice things that you can look at. I can actually show you if I go to here. Yeah, you can actually see I've got everything pretty much set up now. So I'm just going to drop, see if I can. Oh, it's not going to let me do that because I'm sharing my screen, but come and join our Taurex Discord channel. This should be in the link in the description on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, we've got all of the stuff set up now. We're going to be having, like within the next week, we're going to be having premium regulated signals that get automatically sent into this channel. You're going to be able to get free account analysis from our one of our tool providers, Swissset. Basically where you can have basically all of your account statistics and your metrics analyzed for free by me, for example. You also got our copy trading app as well, which you can download and you can link yourself up to a regulated signal provider, or you can actually become a regulated signal provider on the app and earn commissions and performance fees as well. And our trading central tools as well, we've got all of our economic calendars and stuff like that. So speaking of economic calendars, as I said, this week is the week where things get back to normality. I know people, watching this on catch up maybe because they're back in the office at work, which is fine. I'm just going to filter this calendar to high impact news only. And as you can see, for the last few weeks, we've been starved of any real high impact economic data. But now you can see this data has just started to come back onto our screens, and this is actually an NFP week. Although the first Friday of the month was last Friday, NFP normally is on that first Friday of the month, but it's on the second Friday this time because obviously how the holiday season was laid out for us. So we do have an NFP at the end of this week, so that will be a live stream that I cover for everybody who wants to get involved in that. Feel free to come and get involved on Friday, and that will be at 1. I'll be on about 15 minutes before the release, and we'll cover the volatility live as it happens. Throughout the rest of this week, we've got some data coming out of Europe, but not a great deal. I would say that mainly this is a week where we're going to be focusing on US markets. So anyone who likes to trade gold, anyone who likes to trade indices or oil, for example, and any dollar related pairs, they're your markets that are going to move. We've got ISM services PMI tomorrow. On Wednesday, we've got the FOMC meeting minutes and the ADP employment change. And on Thursday, we've got the JOLT. I think the JOLT job openings is tomorrow, but it's on a medium impact. And then on Friday, we've got the big one, which is on first. It's actually the NFP will be for December, but it's the first look at employment for 2025. It's going to be our first 2025 NFP. It's going to be looking at December's jobs, obviously. So at the moment, as you can see, the forecast for that non-farm payrolls is down at 160,000, which is quite interesting because that would show a weakening in the US labour market, previously at 227,000. So we'll see how we get on with that. Again, I'll be covering that live for you in the on YouTube and also in the Discord channel as normal as well. Now, just quickly going back to the Discord channel, because obviously the title of this stream today is to look at some of the best commodities trades for 2024. So as you know, I did put the schedule for the streams over that festive period and basically the beginning of the year. So last week we done the best Forex trades of 2025. So basically our Forex 2025 outlook. That's on the YouTube channel. You can go and watch that now if you like on catch up. If you're struggling on where to find that, just drop me a message. But it'll be on our YouTube channel under the live section. And then obviously today, Monday the 6th of January, we're going to be looking at some of the best, in my opinion, commodities trades for 2025. So on top of that, if I just scroll down to the general chat, you will see that at the top here, I basically put in all of the 2025 outlooks from some of the big banks. So you can see that we've got JP Morgan's 2025 outlook, Morgan Stanley, Schroders, Goldman Sachs, HSBC. I mean, I could have put loads on there. And we went through a lot of that in detail during the previous stream. If you want to check those out, then I've put the links in there in the general chat in the Discord channel if you wish to do so. But generally speaking, if you want me to summarize what I've seen from what I've read in those reports, it basically is that we're expecting this shift towards a higher for longer narrative from the Federal Reserve. Now, when I spoke to some people earlier on today, I said, you have to be careful how far we move in that direction, because basically what happened in the middle of last year was that we were expecting inflation to fall off a cliff and that the economy was going to go with it, and therefore we needed to cut rates really, really quickly. That caused a fall in the US dollar. Probably can explain this fall. And then we just basically got a complete 360 spin almost. And now we're focusing on, well, the economy and the jobs market data has remained strong. 2025 could be a year where inflation starts to ramp up a bit higher. That feeds into a slightly dollar positive scenario. But again, what you have to remember is a lot of that has been priced in by this. And that NFP print that we get on Friday is going to be really important, because as you can see, the markets are sort of already, anticipating a slowdown in the economic data, or the slowdown in the jobs data, for example, which is what we're expecting on Friday. And as you can see, the dollar index is actually selling off today. And something I've always told people is January historically is one of the most volatile months, because people, the institutional traders basically get their first positions in based on what their themes are for the year. So what I'm seeing that their themes are is that sort of inflation narrative, but there is still concern over the global economy. So it's going to be an interesting one. Things can change all the time. Generally speaking, when I've analysed sort of both positions, both ways, unless inflation ramps up, significantly, I think we're in for, or what's looking like, another potential breakout to kick the year off in gold. Can you see that pattern right there? So for me, for 2025, I remain very bullish on gold. We've still got geopolitical risks, which they can act as that sort of safe haven, maybe as that inflation hedge as well. And if we do get a slowdown in the economic data, in the jobs data, again, that's going to feed into a weaker dollar, potentially, which has not really been priced in. And that will give the ammunition for gold to break out above this pattern. And so I'm very, very bullish at the moment. And what I'm looking for to begin the year is really a breakout and a test of 2,800. That's what I'm looking for. So how would we trade this initially? And where do I think gold will end up this year? Well, I'm going to put a gold prediction. I'm going to place a gold prediction for this year. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm going to place a gold prediction here at $3,000 per ounce. That is my gold 2025 prediction. Let me know what you think. The reason I believe that is because, well, technically, obviously we've got that nice breakout pattern. potentially forming here. This is a weekly time frame as well, so this could be, a really nice initial trade to kick us off. How would we trade it? Okay, if I zoom in, there's two ways. So my 2025 prediction for gold is 3,000. Technically, we look bullish. Fundamentally, we're bullish going into this year. How would we trade this breakout? So we can trade literally a buy stop, which is basically where we get tagged in as soon as we see the market trade above here. And we can target this high or the 3,000 area. Okay. Or what we can do is we can wait for the price to actually hit this level. Set yourself an alert there. Wait for a break and retest. And even better, maybe drop down onto the lower time frames to try and maximize your risk versus reward. So I'm going to go onto the daily time frame. What you might find, and obviously we're not there yet, so I can't read into the future. But if you set yourself an alert at this level, if we do manage to get that breakout, right, what we can do is drop down onto a lower time frame, look for a 4-hour or a 1-hour order block that would be maybe situated around that, and you'll be able to maximize a much greater, much better risk versus reward than you would sort of just trading the weekly pattern. But the weekly pattern would be the safest way to do it. Don't drop lower than sort of the 1-hour or the 4-hour if you're going to do this, in my opinion. Okay, fantastic. Right, so that's really my initial view for gold. And as you can see, I'm fairly bullish on that technically and also fundamentally. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm just going to try and follow the momentum. And I think that we're pausing and shaping up for another leg higher. If that changes, if the technical story changes and we can actually now get a breakdown below, then we'll assess that as we go. But for now, the conditions are right for another gold surge and the technicals are right as well. So that's the main thing I wanted to show you today. Silver's been on a little bit of a downward trajectory really since October. You can see that. But again, if we look where we've reacted from, okay, that's interesting. Got equal lows there, which is our sell side liquidity. Can we get a move down towards this blue area here, which is our daily bullish order block? And again, we're going to look to try and place silver a bit higher as well. So my prediction for 2025 for silver is probably not as high as it is for gold, as in the actual amount that we move. But I would like to see a move up to about 38 in silver prices this year. But again, I'm not quite clear that I'm not quite sure that the technicals are massively clear at the moment, not as clear as they are on gold, and therefore I sort of will pick the one which is obviously the clearest, and that for me is gold at the moment. Now, oil is a very, very interesting one. Very interesting. So if the theme for this year is sort of stronger data, more inflationary data, which by the way, I'm assuming that with inflationary data, the economic data is stronger as well. If we get a situation where the economic data is weaker and inflation's going higher, that's stagflation, which is very, very, very bad for everyone involved in the economy. And that would be typically corresponding to oil prices much, much lower. However, you can see the technical breakout in oil. Weekly time frame. We've broken out above this range, on the daily. And on the weekly, it looks to me like this area of support. So on the weekly time frame, this area of support, which basically has been coming in between sort of 63 and 70, is acting as a springboard for an early run up higher in 2025 for oil. So my actual oil price prediction, you actually see last year we didn't really move a great deal. We actually opened up around 70 and closed around there as well. It's just the year where we actually get a little bit more of upside potentially. I think there's a chance that if the inflationary data or the inflation narrative comes through and the data remains fairly strong, then I believe that we could see a move up to around 85. Let's call it 85. in oil. But if the data shows a deterioration in the global economy, then for me, we need to sort of target finally a move back down in towards the sort of low 60s. But my early prediction for oil is for a move up to 85 this year. Okay. And of course, if anyone has any questions, then feel free to drop that in the comment section as well. I know some people watch this on repeat, which is fine. Natural gas. You can see natural gas is obviously, this is a bit seasonal as well, really. You can see that we run into support down here at 1.8, and really since then it's been, because remember I'm on a weekly time frame here. Whether you trade natural gas is up to you. I don't necessarily trade it myself, but it can be a good indication of what's going on. You can see that breakout's potentially threatening here at the moment as well. If we get a close above this wick here, then I could see a move up to 4.5. Well, we've got this fair value gap that basically was from 2023, and maybe even a move up to 5 as well. Platinum, platinum's not really moved a great deal, and neither has palladium. So to conclude on that, my favorite commodity trade for 2025 is this sort of gold weekly. What's that symmetrical triangle pattern? Sorry, let me just draw that a bit clearer. There we go. Be a bit more precise in our drawings. There we go. And I'm looking for a move at least up to 2,800, but also potentially a move up to around 3,000. And the way in which we would trade that potential move is, well, the best way, I'm going to tag the best way, set alert at this level, maximize risk versus reward probably on the H1 to H4 timeframes. Something that looks a little bit like that. Very, very simple trading. Nothing too complicated there. Let's get rid of this as well. And I will download that and I'll post that in our Discord channel as a trade idea. So that is the benefit to obviously being involved in these live streams, because you can see these trades as they come in. Where is it? Trading ideas is from me. My 2025 gold prediction is 3,000. Here's a breakout trade. So I'll post that in there as well. Okay, right. Does anyone have any questions they want me to go through? I'll just give it sort of 30 seconds or so in case anyone has any questions. Okay, good stuff. Right, that was your 2025 quick outlook on commodities. Of course, we'll update and change that throughout the year. I'm sure people who say they know exactly what's going to happen this year, don't listen to them, because it's very, very unpredictable. We could get one of two things. We could get we could get inflation ticking higher, or we could get the economic data falling off a cliff. We don't know what's around the corner, but we make sure as traders we're always adapting to that. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow for, I think it's crypto and indices. And looking forward to that one. So that should be good. We should get some good trade ideas there to start us off this year. And good luck to those getting involved for the first time this year. And I hope your trades are successful. Until then, take care. Trade well.